very much in favor of the counting of points.
Does it work for you? No.
Hello and welcome back to the Run Through, the podcast where we talk about all moments in figure skating that made us kiss and made us cry. I am one of your hosts, Ashley Wagner.
And I'm one of your other hosts, Adam Rippon, and we're here again with also not running for Congress, Sarah Hughes.
Yes, I'm not running for Congress, and neither is Olympic champion Sarah Hughes, just in this weekend.
So you guys have another thing in common now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The playing
not running
field
for
has
Congress.
been leveled.
It's yes, the playing field is leveled. Your move, Hughes.
Yeah. If anything, I feel now like space has opened up for me to run for Congress.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it, because I'm going, there's an open seat.
What jobs would the two of you do on my campaign?
I would do janitorial work.
Oh, cleaning up the mess?
Yes, but like in her office. So like nothing to do with the law.
I would provide emotional support that you don't need, so.
I always need emotional support.
Yeah. She does. She's
that
providing
would be my role.
emotion. Yeah, you'd be providing emotional support, but by the power of two people since you're pregnant.
That's so true.
The wisdom would be coming from my child. Not me.
As most wisdom comes from children.
Yes.
That's true.
All
So-
right, well, we are here to talk about a couple of figure skating things. We've got Lombardia. The Challenger Series is officially underway.
It is.
It is.
Can you believe it? The skating season is underway. And
Well, and
before
we all know that the Challenger Series is Ashley's favorite series.
My
Exactly.
favorite events of the season.
So how many Challenger Series events have you done, Ashley?
Famously 0. So actually, this is the end of my time on this podcast. Bye. No, I never, ever competed in a senior B. And my favorite experience with the senior B circuit, so after I retired in 2018, I think every retired athlete goes through this where they have a summer and then it's like time to get going again. And they're like, wait, maybe I'm still going to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mentioned this to our athletic director and I was like, I could get ready, go to Finlandia. I'd never been to Finlandia. I knew I was never going to go to Finland again.
No.
And then I was like, and then, you know, I'm down for another Grand Prix series. And then they came back to me and they're like, we could nominate you for Skate America, but you would have to try out for your spot. And that's when I was like, I'm retired. What are you talking about?
Try out. Spot.
America? No, it's Finland or bust.
No, it's only senior Bs.
So you've never done a senior B? I remember one time you were in Austria. Were you just training there? Yeah, I think you were
Oh,
just...
I was literally just training there while someone else was competing at a senior B.
That is right.
What?
So you've been to a senior B. Because she was like in between Grand Prix or something. So like she...
Yes.
And your
Oh.
coach at the time or something, right? Am I right?
So I was with Priscilla Hill and she was working with an Austrian skater. And I think he must have had to, I think we were in Graz. So it was, oh God, I don't know the
Yes.
And so in between, I think I had Russia and China that year, or like Russia and NHK or something where it just made sense for me to stay over there. And I went and trained near a senior B once.
Okay.
But that's as close as I've ever been to competing.
Is being in the vicinity of a senior B.
In the same country as a senior B.
I have been to a few senior Bs.
Well, you were a Finlandia boy.
I was. I
Famously met his husband while at Finlandia.
I know. Isn't that crazy? See, that is a good reason
This is why
to
you do
a
senior
senior
Bs.
B. Yeah, it's a good
what
reason.
What is it? SPO is for lovers.
Yeah, Espo is for lovers.
Espo.
That's the slogan of the competition. And so, and it works. What have I done? I've done the Salt Lake Senior B.
Oh, that's so bold.
It's awful. So like I know like the idea of competing in altitude, maybe to the lay person, I consider myself lay, sounds not hard, right? It just, the air's just thinner.
No, a lay person would even say,
I think it
that
does
sounds
sound hard. I am a real lay person, not Olympic champion, and it sounds hard.
Okay, well, I convinced myself it wouldn't be
Civilian.
hard. And so it was, is what I'm getting to. It was very hard, and so it was what
I
a
love
terrible
is, like,
idea.
every single year leading up to Champs Camp, you and I both, like, we're both guilty of this, but you and I both were like, it is fucking insane that they expect us to be in program shape at altitude in August. And then you're like, but September altitude, I'll compete.
Well, because the Colorado Springs of it all is like, they have that sign in the World Arena where it says, welcome to 6,400 feet. And they don't
hate
have that sign.
It's so braggy.
It's so chauvinistic. Like, why don't
They're
you
like,
lower yourself?
Enjoy.
No, it's terrible. But in Salt Lake, they don't have that sign. And it's a little lower, but it's not low enough. The amount of altitude that's low enough for me is 0. Is in the water.
Right, you were complaining about altitude in Lake Arrowhead.
Yes, that was 5,000 feet. But I did complain.
I don't think it's even that.
Ashley,
It's 40,000 feet.
It's, oh my God. Okay, Ashley, we had a friend. We went to Big Bear like 2 years ago, Sarah.
Yeah.
This is where you saw a bear.
This is where we saw a bear.
We did.
But we had we were talking about the altitude. I think I said something like, make sure
You're
you
right.
drink water,
You're
right?
Yeah.
Like, make sure you're drinking a lot of water. And he was like, yeah, I mean, like, we're 40,000 feet. I'm like, 40,000 feet? Like, that's like a flight. Like, what are you talking about? 40,000 feet.
And then a bear came.
And then a bear
I
came.
think 40,000 feet, you're literally like, you need a mask?
No, you would die. You would die at 40,000 feet.
I'm saying, like, you need
There's
like
not
one of
enough
those
atmospheric
oxygen
pressure. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's like a
You
NASA
just, like, explode.
spaceship
It's
is
space.
going
It's
40,000 feet. No, we're at 40,000 feet. We were like, what are you talking about? 40,000 feet? What?
Which
There's a
was this
lake
Peter?
here.
Yes, this is our friend Peter. Shout out to
All
Peter.
right, we are planning on having Peter on this show at some point. He does not know it yet.
We're gonna bring on some people who don't know anything about skating.
And I'll be in good company. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
make them watch an event and like give a detailed explanation of what they saw. So we're gonna do some sort of segment. We're figuring it out still, but we do want to do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Peter will be perfect for that. Maybe we choose a competition at altitude for him to watch.
For him to compete in.
Yeah.
We'll make him guess how many feet.
How many feet are you above air right now? 40,000.
Okay, go on, Adam. Why
Yeah.
do a senior B?
Okay,
Yeah, what's the point?
I think that I liked to do a senior B because I felt like it was a way to get back onto the competition circuit before the Grand Prix started. So I felt like it was a great way to get some kinks out. And also, when you're practicing your programs, I think that you really don't know like how it's going to go when you compete. You can have an idea, especially if you're like training hard, that it's going to go well, but you might not know how it's going to feel in certain places or how it's going to feel to perform that program in competition until you actually do it. And so
Right.
that's why I liked doing the senior Bs. And I really liked doing Finlandia Trophy, not only because I met my husband there, but because a lot of times these are at smaller rinks. Like this Lombardia Trophy is like at the ice lab, where it's like people train at that rink. But in Finland, it's at the same rink where they have the Grand Prix in Finland. It's in Espoo. It's an arena. It feels like a Grand Prix. So it really does feel like, okay, I'm at a big event. It has that feeling of importance. So that's why I loved doing Finlandia Trophy. But I think that's why I also liked doing senior Bs. And the only other time I did other senior Bs was like I got injured and I needed to do one like in April to get like world points one year. And then I did like a Croatia Cup a year that I didn't go to the Grand Prix final to do like another competition.
And see, I avoided senior Bs because I am such an environment skater. Like I need a vibe. I need it to feel like a competition. And
Yeah,
See,
you're
I
not
always
as good at
imagined
lying to yourself as Adam is.
No, I'm very good at
No.
being like,
He can pretend it's a big deal and it will work. You
Yes.
can't do that.
I can't just like convince. So I always imagined, because I knew that Finlandia was actually in a big rink, but I imagined that it was going to feel like Champs Camp, where it's a big rink with no one there.
Mhm.
And that is not a vibe that I can like. I need people. I need energy. Like I have to have that. And then every other video that I'd seen from the Challenger series was like from a foggy rink that was like NHL size and still had the boards up. And I'm like, okay, if that's what I'm going to fly across the world to go do, I'm just going to go to Anaheim
right,
and-
and do Golden West.
and do Golden West instead. And so that's for me what I did, because I just didn't want to travel to go do that.
I get it. Like, I think you're valid, and I'm hearing
And
you.
so are you.
Thank you. Yeah,
And
I
so
just
am I.
and so are you, Sarah.
Oh, you guys. And just so you know, in my education, that's basically what I learned.
And
you just
that's why you
validate
have a
people.
degree. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm the
I-
brightest star in the universe.
And that's why I'm
At
not running for
40,000 feet.
Congress.
At 40,000 feet. So we have had our first Senior B of the season, Lombardia
Yes.
Trophy. And we have a few notable points that we're going to run through. Ashley, why don't you start us off?
So I think we all three of us, need to start this off by not lying to you.
No.
None of us have seen this event
Correct.
No.
because it was a
paid stream.
It was a paid stream. And similar to how I am unwilling to fly across the world to skate on a NHL sheet of ice,
Very
I am
similarly.
unwilling to pay to watch the Challenger Series.
And it's good not to lose your convictions in your competitive retirement. And that's really important.
Yeah, I am nothing if not a person just chock full of convictions.
Criminal conviction.
Criminal
Criminal.
convictions.
Well, okay, first up, I think the biggest storyline that we have is Yuma Kageyama coming back. We are
Mhm.
finally seeing him for the first time since he was out all of last season with Sarah and I were kind of going back and forth on this. It looked like a fibula / ankle injury.
I don't
They're
know. He
close
struggled
to
a lot.
each other.
He did go to nationals last year, but that's the only time he really competed. He skipped the whole Grand Prix, and so
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like we haven't seen real Yuma since Beijing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like this was a great opening and a great welcome back for him. Not the
Mhm.
hardest program he's ever done, but he wins the event easily, and it's a really solid skate. You know, beautiful opening quad. Issue on the second one, not really a big deal. Like, it's just, he's just getting his feet wet. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
for that to be his, like, return, I think that's all he really wanted to get, is just to feel
I
like
think it was smart.
totally.
Like you're not going up against your top competition. You haven't really competed in over a year. I mean, yes, he was at Japanese nationals, but I think when you have those like little blips on your radar, it doesn't mentally register as being in like competitive mental conditioning. And so for him to go out, skate a program that he knew he was going to be able to handle and just like get his feet wet, that's the smartest way to approach any kind of Challenger Series event, especially someone of his caliber. So really exciting. I'm looking forward to having him on the Grand Prix circuit.
I thought you were
That's
going to say
gonna be-
on the podcast.
On the podcast.
I was like,
Looking forward to
yeah,
having
we'd
him on
be,
the
we'd be
pod.
looking forward to that too. What do you know
Yeah.
that we don't know?
I'm fluent in Japanese. That's what you
that's
don't know.
what we don't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and so in the rest of this men's event, we had the Americans third and fourth. So Torgashev was third, and we had Camden Polkinen in fourth, which is, again, it's just like a solid start to the season. Not their best skates,
Yeah.
but it's just,
No.
coming away with a medal. It still is helpful because you do get those world points, which are going to help you with the start order at a Grand Prix. So that's another good
Right.
reason to do these events.
Wait,
Yeah,
I have
I-
to share something about Andrew, who, let me
Oh.
just say first off, that I'm really excited for him this season.
Me
I'm just
too.
really
Me
excited
too.
to see what he
Yeah.
can do this season after the way last season ended so well. So But when I was at Champs Camp, I asked him about the quote he gave about eating pizza for 50 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he say?
He said that he was like following the lead of, I want to say it was an athlete, maybe a UFC fighter or something like that.
I was literally about to be like, this is some MMA bullshit.
Yeah, it was something like that. And he was like following this person who was doing this sort of meal thing where they really like loaded up at dinner but didn't eat a lot for the rest of the day. And that was like how they kind of like did their nutrition. And so he was like trying that out. And he said he lost weight. Like he would just eat pizza at night.
Obviously he lost weight.
But like still you wouldn't think like someone eating pizza every day is losing weight. But he said it actually like worked a little bit. And he had all the like energy in the morning from the carbs at night. And like it
and
was really
sodium.
Do you want to guess his pizza of choice?
Oh, it's probably something like Hawaiian.
But like brand wise.
Oh, what's accessible in California? I'm trying to think of like California chains. Is it like, no, it's not CPK. That would
It
be
is.
Yes,
expensive.
it is.
Is it?
Yes,
It is.
the frozen
The
CPK.
frozen ones though. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what he told me. I was like, this is amazing. And it sounded like he didn't really get tired of it and felt like it had kind of worked. I was so thrilled to like get him to talk to me about his
No, that's
pizza diet.
It's so funny.
It's
so funny
and it's just amazing
dangerous.
to like
I just want to say,
so
if there's
dangerous.
any competitive skater who listens to this podcast, do not take advice from is he a teenager or is he in his 20s now?
I don't know.
I think it's a
Don't
rule of thumb.
take
Don't
it-
take advice
don't
from
take
people in their
nutritional-
20s.
Don't take nutritional advice from like teen to 20-year-old men. Don't do it.
He said it worked. So
Yeah, because he's a 20-year-old man. Your
he's
body is like
22.
literally
22.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
your
that's
body
making
is...
it more valid. This is making it more valid.
Adam's like, JP, we need to go get some CPK.
I'm like, have you ever heard of frozen pizza? Well, get used to it. We're having it for 50 days
Yeah,
in a row.
because I need to lose 5 pounds.
Right.
But shout out to Andrew for telling me all about his pizza regimen, if he's
Yeah.
listening.
Yes, thank you, Andrew. So next in the women's, before we go into this, this event was a little bit messy. Not a lot of big players here, but Gubanova, European champion, she does win narrowly. But the winning moment for me is a tweet that, not a tweet, an Instagram post that she posted, which
yes.
Ashley, you told me about. So I feel like you should really explain what you saw
Okay.
and why this is our Campbell's Classic winning moment.
I loved this. So she posted about her success over the weekend and basically was like, I was really unsure about my programs and really didn't like them, but happy you all liked them. Which, and I'm paraphrasing, and that's probably not right at all what she actually said, but at the same time, I think that's fierce. To be
That
like,
is
I
so
hate
fierce.
this, but like,
has a history of fierce posting because remember during Beijing when she posted like the women's start list on her story and goes, good luck to everyone except, and then a bunch of doping emojis like the
Yes.
syringe and the pill and the
Yes, no,
I
is
didn't
my
know
favorite
that.
Instagram post
it
of
was
hers.
incredible
She's
work.
amazing. She's doing like heroic work out there. Truly.
that's incredible.
Yeah, it was like somebody posted it too, like she reposted it and it said good luck to everybody and it was like the DNA, blood, the syringe and she like put like text underneath and was like 2 thumbs up, like thank you.
I love.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah, we love
so
her.
great.
Yeah.
That's so
So
great.
a win for her.
My other favorite was the Korean skater who was third.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
Chaeyoung.
I don't know where I saw this. It might have been Twitter or she posted it. And she's like, not my best, happy with results. And it's a picture of her looking haggard, like fresh out of her free skate. Like someone should have told her to like, I don't know, like do some dabbing of the sweat and like pull back her stress bangs. But she's like happy with today.
No, if it's not your best, show them at your not your best.
I love
No,
love.
I love that. I know in the pairs event, again, a warm-up competition, but Megan Duhamel said that this free skate renewed her faith in pairs. And it is a good free skate. There's some really solid scores here. So pairs is good. That the
it's
Italian
like 4 teams were above 125 in the free skate, which is pretty
Which,
good.
for a
For an
pairs
early-
event
and
in
an
the
early
beginning of the
competition.
season,
Yeah.
pairs is the one where you really don't know what's going to happen, except you do know that lifts are going to go down, whether by like them not going up or by people falling. So
Yes.
I can't
That's an
watch
affliction of
pairs.
early season.
I can't watch pairs because it scares me at this point in the season. Like those boys in their sticky feet while they're rotating on those lifts. I'm just like,
Sticky feet.
but you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
You,
Yeah,
like,
because they're heavy. Like the
you,
feet
like,
are heavy
pick
at
up
that
your
point. Yeah.
goddamn feet.
Yeah.
So scary.
And then our last event, the dance event, probably the biggest story in this is the kind of disappointing result of Parsons and Green. There's a fall in the Twizzles. They're behind one of their teammates and training mates. And so I think there's a lot going on with them this season because, they're the number 2 team in the U.S. and John Luke and Caitlin are back. And so I don't know how they're feeling. I think this might make them feel like, okay, we really need to get going again. But
this is like the make or break moment for them. I really feel like it's this kind of specific pressure in dance that pushes a team to be better, or they completely crumble, and that's kind of like the end of their momentum. But I feel like we haven't seen. I fell in love with that free dance, that like super modern take on their free dance. I loved it. And then, last year I was just kind of like, okay, like this is fine. And I feel like everything in dance means something. You know what I mean? Like all these results say something. You want to like, I wish we lived in a world where they didn't, but like I really do feel like the fact that they are so low at this event is truly saying something. And so maybe it's an opportunity for them to go back to the drawing board and figure out what actually really is going to work for them, because they have a few seasons before the Olympics to get things moving, but not really that many. So
yeah, dance is just so crowded in the US specifically that it's just like really tough. I don't think like Lombardia is, gonna make or break their whole season, but it certainly is, like you're saying, like dance is such like a momentum driven kind of discipline, and like, like Adam said, like Emily and Ian who train with them were ahead of them at this event. Like that's like a little bit of a momentum shifter. And like, what about like the other people from, nationals, like Christina and Anthony and Emilia and Vadim? Like there's, and that's not even mentioning Caitlin and John Luke, like,
right.
Who are back now competing. It's so crowded. Like, so every competition counts.
And I mean,
in its
you're
own
really
way.
only going for 2 spots right now. I mean, if Maddie and Evan keep on keeping on, like it's not that we're talking about 3 spots, we're talking about 2 spots.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will say that I do feel, I believe, what I'm about to say, I believe, is that like in the senior Bs, you can kind of set a tone of what to expect, but like the momentum is created in the Grand Prix. So like I truly believe that it's a clean slate once you get started on the Grand Prix season, because that's like when the real meat and potatoes part of the season really starts. I think people are forgiving of things that happen at these senior Bs, and people don't look too far into it because, sometimes you haven't been training a program a really long time, or you're just trying a new element. Like that's what this event and these events are for. It's to get some cobwebs out.
For dancers are almost more valuable.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
For single skaters and pair skaters, obviously we have levels to consider, but not to the degree that dance does. And so for teams like this to go out, see how the program's even going to be scored, it's information gathering. This isn't definitive in any way, shape, or form. It's not like, oh my God, Emily and Ian beat them. That's it. It's, wow, this program didn't score well. What's their next move? Like it doesn't, you can't compare. It's just so individually focused.
Right. And the good thing is that they had this experience at this competition and not at one of their Grand Prix. And so that's the biggest takeaway, is that now they have time to kind of regroup and
let the
collect
record
themselves.
show we did not watch this. And so we're not saying that like Michael and Caroline had like the world's worst week. They had a fall in the free dance that like obviously that's something to clean up, but they like their programs might have been more well received than we're imagining, like, and it was just really just those like mistakes that were the issue, like. But I think we're just talking about it because I think that was one of the more surprising things on any of these results sheets was them being down where they were. This is like Emily and Ian and Caroline and Michael are a little battle of the divas, though, because Caroline and Michael are doing Paula Abdul in the rhythm dance.
Famous diva, yeah.
And in the free dance, Emily and Ian are doing Celine Dion.
They have different singing styles. Paula Abdul and Celine Dion.
The two of them at all.
What?
You're putting Celine Dion and Paula Abdul in the same...
No,
like,
I'm saying it's a battle
caliber?
of divas.
No, I think Paula Abdul
That's
is a diva.
fair.
But she's like a different kind of diva.
Fine, but that doesn't
divas
make
come
it
in
not
all
two
shapes and
divas.
sizes.
Yeah,
that's
Olivia
so
Rodrigo is a
true.
diva, and so is Beyonce.
Who was the first one you said?
Olivia Rodrigo,
That's true.
my favorite new diva.
Yeah. Have you been listening to Guts, by the way?
Yeah, Ashley, have you been listening?
Oh, I've
To
listened
Guts?
to every single song. All American Bitch is my favorite.
Oh, we love it. I think
Yeah.
Get
I'm pretty
Him Back.
pretty isn't pretty enough is my favorite right now.
I
I
also
like Get
Lacey.
Him Back. It's a banger. Lacey is great. Yeah.
Lacey's great. I
The
like
homeschooled
moody,
ballad.
sad girl music.
I forget the exact
Ugh,
name of the
I
song,
love-
but that one's really good. It's just
really
I
good.
love her. Like,
I know,
okay,
I
so my
love her.
point being, Olivia Rodrigo's not on the same level as say Beyonce, but they're both
Right.
divas.
But can divas not on the same level battle?
Yes.
Diva is a
Olivia
mindset.
Rodrigo is battling Taylor Swift.
She's fist
Actively.
fighting Taylor Swift as we speak.
Fist fighting.
Yes, and that's how divas battle.
Yeah, I know.
And that's how ice dancers battle.
Fist fights.
It's actually MMA. And they're the ones who are eating pizza exclusively at night and nothing else. They've told Andrew to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we have one little. This is a sad little piece of news. Not little, but like Rika out for the season.
Out for the season. That's going to be a bummer, missing out on her caliber this season. I really enjoy her skating. I think she is exciting to watch. She's also like fairly reliable, which in the women's event is nice to have an athlete where you can kind of just sit back and trust that they're going to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really going to miss her this season on the circuit, but I love what we're seeing from the Japanese athletes where when they get hurt and it's a middle season like this,
Mm-hmm.
instead of rushing back, they take time to heal. Like that is the way to go about injuries, I think. If you can afford to do that, go for it. And so I think she's being really smart. If there's no reason for you to push your body and get in shape for something before you're ready, don't.
Right, and risk, not being healthy for a big important season like an Olympic season. So
and for what
Yeah.
it's worth, I don't think she's pulled out of everything yet. She chose not to go to like the qualifier she needed to do for nationals, which would like preclude her from like making the world team. I think she still is listed for Skate Canada as of now, so like we might
Oh,
see
I thought she was
her.
out for the season.
She's like basically like the second half of her season is like null and void if she doesn't go to
Right.
nationals, because Japan is just really strict with the way they select people. So we might see her like once or twice, but we're not in like a big way. So out
Okay.
for the season is like a fair way to say it in that sense, like
Yeah,
But-
that makes sense.
is there a way, like in the U.S., if we were competing on the Grand Prix, we would get a bye to the national championships? Like, is there any way that she could
But
come?
Japan, like the depth of Japan is just so insane. And I feel like culturally, just the way that it's a little bit more by the book,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like no.
Yeah, I think it's more the culturally part of it than anything. Like, they just are always really to the letter with the way that they've drawn up selection. I haven't read their specific procedures for this year, but based on what I've seen from, like, you know, what Jackie is saying and whoever else, like, it seems like there isn't an obvious loophole. So I don't know. And I think she was out so much of last season, or she wasn't out so much of last season, but she finished so low at nationals last season, which might have in theory gotten her some sort of bye this season, but she didn't do well. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that I completely agree. I'm learning.
Curious.
I learn on the podcast and while we're going. And something I want to learn to the fans listening to teach and learn.
This is not a sentence in English. Go on.
Well, okay, relax. Everyone's a stickler for perfect language. But what I'm saying is, okay, everyone, we need you to listen.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is this. We want to, as the Grand Prix start, we want to have a skating fantasy league.
Oh, this is your best idea ever.
Thank you.
Adam told me about this before we hit record on this podcast, and I am so excited. I think this is going to be great. Okay, so Adam, I interrupted because of my enthusiasm. Explain what we're even thinking about. Okay,
so basically what we're thinking right now, I think we're thinking just the three of us are going to compete against each other in a fantasy league, and we'll toy with the idea of like adding people in, because also we get paid $0 to do this, and Sarah famously gets paid $0 and edits it, so she does a lot of work, so we owe her a lot of money.
Yeah, the sweat equity of it all.
Right. And so we're trying not to create extra work for ourselves, but I want to talk out how we're going to do the skating fantasy league on the podcast so we can figure out what those rules are all together so that we don't have to try to explain it again. Well, right now you're listening to, and this is really exciting.
A manic
listeners.
Episode.
Yes. And you're listening to basically a constitution being written. And so it's really exciting for the listener. I'm very excited for you to hear. I'm pulling out, if you hear a drawer opening, I am pulling out a notebook to create rules. So,
okay.
Here's to take
what I
the
think.
Floor, Sarah.
I'll take the floor as a person who did once
betting.
Yeah, I do enjoy the occasional bet here and there. But more importantly, my credentials include starting a drag race fantasy league for my friends, which both of you were part of. So we've all played in a fake fantasy league of my imagination before. So I think the question is, like, do you want it to be sort of a quote unquote pick'em, which is like where you would pick winners and or medalists, right? And you get points based on how many you get correct, or that's not really true fantasy, or playing fantasy would be that you pick people to be quote unquote on your team and you get points based on how they do for your total collective team. What do you want to do?
So
yeah,
it would
Ashley,
almost work out like the team event style, where we would get to choose 2 single skaters, 1 dance, 1 pair.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could
Honestly,
choose, and we could
truer to the sport to do it that way.
Yeah, and
Yes.
we could do it in a way where we draft them so that if I pick, Chalk and Bates, then you guys have to pick a different dance team, but you might be able to pick the best man or pair or whatever, and whoever you think is going to win, so that it balances out, and we should have relatively balanced teams. I do think dance and pairs should be worth fewer points because they're a little easier to predict.
Well,
Yeah,
what
I
if we
think
did it?
that's
What do you
fair.
think?
What if
Yeah.
the points you garner, right? What if so let's say there's 12 in an event. First place is 12 points. Second place is 11. Third is 10. And you can get points based on that. So like everybody's
So in dance
walking
you
away.
would only get 10 because
Yes.
there's not as many teams
right.
in it.
And so you're already...
So you automatically like get a little bit less for that.
Yeah. And if you're at Cup
Sure.
of China, your ladies event, you're only going to get 5 points for the winner. But I think that could kind of work.
Yeah.
There's going to be less
Yeah,
teams
that could-
anyway.
Yeah, so we
Definitely
would
work.
have to do like a weekly draft on this podcast. So you have to come with your picks ready so that we don't take up like too much of everyone's time. But that would be an easy way to preview what's coming.
And we'll just
You can
rotate
talk about
who
why
gets to
you're
pick
picking.
first.
Who you're picking,
Yeah.
and we can talk about them.
Right. And there's strategy because I learned from my now husband as he was choosing his fantasy teams. I obviously thought, like, okay, you're going to go for your quarterback right away. And he's like, no, that's not what you do. And I'm like, what? And there's strategy, and everyone has like their different approach. And so we can really play around with our strategies. And I think you made this point earlier where it's like, okay, say I have first pick and Chalk and Bates are guaranteed to win this event. I can pick them, but they're not going to get me as many points.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
as
do
if
I
you
go
were to
for the
pick
sure
the correct
thing?
single skater who wins.
Right. And I'm potentially giving up 2 points right off the bat, which feels high stakes.
Mm-hmm.
So, question. When we're picking, like, let's say we have our men's and women's team, are they just on our team, and then however well they do, we get those points?
Yes.
So we're not trying to predict a placement,
Yes.
right? Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So they would just be on your team.
I love this. Ashley's nodding.
I am nodding. I think it's fun. I think we should get
Yes.
some audience feedback, because the other way that we could do it is, you pick your podiums, and then it's 3 points for first, 2 points for second, 1 point for third, and 0 points for fourth, unless it's U.S. Nationals.
Yeah, that's a game we've famously played in the past at U.S. Nationals. So
Yeah, so
we can always
I
do
think,
that.
Wait, what if
I
we
think
had
we
two
need
leagues?
feedback.
What if we had our team league and our other league? We could just do them side by side, right?
I do think
I
if
love that you're
people-
like, this is free 99, and we're trying to limit our work, and then you're like, actually,
What if
let's
we had
do
two
two
leagues?
leagues.
But it's just two between us.
Maybe.
Wow, if anyone listening doesn't already know, that maybe in that tone from Sarah is a no.
It's a no. And I knew that. And I went,
Sarah's
yeah, we're going to have
no,
one league.
maybe.
How about we do one league? I think we should
That
do
sounds
one
great.
league.
I
Yes.
think one league sounds great.
I like the
But-
draft. I do like the draft.
I think we
think
should
the
do the
draft is
draft version, but what we did want to talk about to the listeners is if you are interested in playing a sort of more of a pick'em sort of league where you predict your top 3 and you can win, tell us.
Bragging rights.
You can win bragging rights. There are
Right.
no prizes. We could probably set up that for people to play if they're interested.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I'm like, what? And now I get
And
it.
Adam's going to be in charge of that second league.
Yeah. Well, I
free.
Oh my
for absolutely for free. I'm gonna get paid exactly what Sarah gets paid, which is nothing. And now
$0.
a word from our sponsors. No, I'm kidding.
There aren't any.
No.
We have
No, I really like this. Okay, so
Yeah, I think it's fun.
do you think that we should do, I heard 2 single skaters, one dance, one pairs. Do you think we should do 3 single skaters, 2 pairs, 2 dances to a team?
No.
No, I think we should set it up like it's a team event.
I think too, like especially in like pairs, if we're talking about each of us having 2 pairs, like you're
it's gonna
running out
eat
of
up-
room in the
Right.
field, you know.
And then
like,
at Cup of China, there are not enough
Yeah.
women. even
we won't have 2
competing.
pairs. I think we should just do one each, you know, for those, and then
Okay,
2
that
It would
single
seems
be
fair.
so
skaters.
fun if we could like pick our teams
'Cause
and then
then for
figure out how we
singles-
sub them in. Like, do we
Yeah.
take the points from, skater 1's short program and skater 2's free skate? That's too much work. Too much
Okay,
work.
I love that. I think this is good. I think this is a really, really looking
'Cause we
positive.
could-
I'm
we
living
could
in a
do some point
fantasy
totals.
I'm living in a fantasy.
league.
I'm
League.
not living in reality, so
No, I like this. So what's the next senior B? Because we can like we'll beta test it between.
We'll do 3 separate versions of this.
Yeah.
And see which one we like the most.
The next one is Autumn Classic this weekend.
Okay,
Oh,
so we
great.
should do that and when did the Grand Prix start? Right after that, right?
The Grand Prix start the third weekend of
mid-October? October.
Exactly. Not after that.
No, not right after that.
No.
Autumn Classic is only the second Challenger Series event. So there's several more.
Okay.
Finlandia hasn't
Either way,
happened
we
yet.
can also discuss this off air. But you guys got to hear about our planning process, and if you have any
how we
strong
brainstorm.
strong thoughts or feelings, DM us because we do want to make it something that is fun for everybody. But let's move on. Sarah, you have prepared some fiercer flutzes for us.
That's true. Okay. I will start with something team event themed to segue off of what we just talked about,
Oh,
I love
which
that.
is the U.S. team being denied its request to have a seat at the CAS hearing for Volieva's drugs nonsense.
Mm-hmm. This is a flutz that I was expecting.
yeah. I mean, she is a minor,
Mhm.
so I see the logic behind not allowing people in on this.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I think it's just like an unfortunate position that everyone's been put into. And I think that regardless of your age, doping is doping.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also say that while believing that because of her age, she was, put in a very compromised position in the first place. So
Right.
it's why the situation is so awful all around.
Agreed. Nothing to add. I think you're
Nothing
exactly
further,
right.
Your Honor.
Nothing further. I stand down.
Yeah.
Do they say that?
No, I rest my case. is
I
what you're
rest
thinking of.
my case
The
and
defense rests.
I stand down. Like, what am I saying? I don't know.
I don't know.
Flutz.
Flats.
Adam's actively flutzing. Okay.
Mhm.
Daniel Grassel in potential doping trouble for missing 3 doping tests.
Well, well,
Are
I.
you like what?
Mm-hmm. Right.
What?
Right. Oh,
And I've known about this for days, and I'm still feeling this strongly.
okay. This is what I think happened.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, I think that so when we're I don't know if we talked about this. I think we did in our doping episode that like when you are in WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, you submit a calendar of exactly where you are and you have to submit a 1-hour time frame of a non-negotiable time that you will always be in this location. And so I always did 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I'd be home because I'd be guaranteed to be home. I wouldn't be at the grocery store. I wouldn't be at the rink. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
at the gym.
You're sleeping.
Right. And you have to be there in this 1-hour window. I think he moved to Russia, never changed this, and had 3 missed tests.
Right.
It's
Well,
just
exactly.
stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's really dumb.
It's a flutz to be that stupid.
And
Yeah.
it's a full violation. So 3
Yes.
missed tests is a violation. So
Also, it's 3. So you make a mistake on the first one and you get notified. It's
Oh, yeah.
not like
Right. They try to
'cause
contact you a lot, don't they?
they try to contact you. They will find you.
it's like a hunt down situation where they'll
it
find you,
really
they will
is.
call you a million times. They'll give you the
Yeah.
benefit
Because-
of the doubt. Yeah, but it's
Yeah, because they're honestly the people that show up. It's usually like, at least in the U.S. in Southern California, it's like a retired person, and they're super sweet. And it's the same person every single time because they usually have some kind of like local volunteer, and they will call you 800 times
Mhm.
because they're like, oh, they're asleep inside. Like, I just need to wake them up, and they will not leave. They will, because once they're there, they are there. Their job is to get the sample.
And
So,
a missed test,
dumb.
it's an accident. It can
I've
happen.
missed tests simply because I was not where I said I was going to be because I forgot to update my sheet.
Right.
But you get that notification of one missed test and you're like, I am never doing that again. And I am going to make sure that I am updated every single time I leave the house. Like, it scares you because you don't want to be out.
No, at all. Especially if you aren't doping, to get a full doping violation because of just missed test and like just ignorance is
so dumb.
not
it's
good.
So dumb. I don't feel bad for him. That is so dumb.
Yeah.
It happens a lot in track and field, oddly enough. Like these
Really?
these whereabouts failures.
Because they travel around a lot more for like meets.
I guess, and it just seems like, it could just be a proportion thing. Like there's so many track athletes that it's just bound to happen more often to them. You know what I mean? But like that's where I've heard about this the most in recent years, where pretty prominent athletes will just miss tests and then they get suspended because 3 missed tests is a violation.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a story. It was this big story heading into the Tokyo Games, right? There was somebody who had a violation.
Well, yeah, one of the guys who was like the 100-meter world champion, like had a whereabouts failure that like led to So it's happened a lot in that sport, but I always think it's so odd. Like I'm like, this is just so basic, like, and it's your livelihood, It's your
livelihood.
You have to treat it like your job if this is what you're doing with your life. And
I mean, also, like, when you get one missed test, I don't know if this is the same for the Italian Federation, but like everybody at US Figure Skating who could have been remotely responsible for me reached out to me and like knew about it. And so you have people who are on top of it who are just like, you missed a test, you cannot miss another test. Like, and missing a test, just for anyone who's listening, does not mean that someone is doping.
Obviously not. Yeah, of course not.
It usually, more often than not, just means someone, it could have been sleeping over at like a significant other's place and, just like didn't update it, or just like went to go visit their family and didn't update for the weekend.
Or
like,
was doing a skating show and never said
Yep.
that they were doing the show. Got it last minute. And like, it's as easy as that.
It's easy to happen, but it happens once. And then you're like, oh, all right, I can't miss any more tests.
No.
Yeah, and I think it's normally you can't miss. The violation is if you miss 3 in a 12-month period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which at that point that's
a lot.
Reckless. It's
Yeah.
reckless behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It's too scary. No.
Okay,
So
moving
stupid.
on.
Flutz.
My last fear, Sir Flutz,
Mhm.
Okay.
is, I don't know if you guys saw this, and again, like, I didn't watch all of Lombardia, but I saw a few clips here and there, and my favorite one was Nika Igadze from Georgia doing a choreographed opening of his shirt, ripping open of his shirt
Mhm.
to Roxanne, Tango of Roxanne from Moulin Rouge.
Right. Fierce. Rip it open. Exactly. Yes. Yes. It's exciting.
So how much of the program was left?
I don't think much, just based on it was at that sort of crescendo part of
Okay.
Roxanne song. That part, yeah. And
Okay.
so I
So he probably
don't
did,
think
like,
a
a
lot.
footwork
He was doing a
sequence.
spin before he did it. It looked like he was about to get into like maybe it was part of his choreo sequence.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Was there mesh underneath it, or did he
no.
rip to bare chest?
bare chest?
Oh.
So not even a rhinestone.
Not that I could see.
I would rip to like the Britney Spears outfit underneath. That's
yeah.
fierce.
If you're gonna rip, it has to be
And
into
to be
a new
fair,
costume.
I don't know. I just watched it quickly in an online video, so I might be misrepresenting, and maybe there was some like illusion fabric there.
I like the idea.
I didn't
though.
think
I
that there was.
I like the idea.
I
too.
hate it.
I do
but
love
I
some
like it.
theatrics. I love cheap tricks.
It doesn't get cheaper than ripping your clothes. So
As long
this
as I
is
can
sounding
call it
like something
cheap.
you'd like.
Yeah. Do I think it's classy? No. Were his nipples out?
I didn't
Like,
see
could
a
you
nipple.
see a nipple?
I didn't see a nipple. It only
See,
counts if you saw a nipple.
Well, if I'd be pissed
that what
then,
you're
because if
saying?
I could see his nipples, I'd be pissed because I can't show my nipples mid-ice. Why can
That's
you?
so true.
No, you can't. You can.
You could.
But I don't know if I would.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
I won't. But no, it would just feel really unfair, and then I'd take it personally.
It would honestly, yes, I agree that it just
But
on
then if he
ethics would
ripped
be
to, like,
unfair,
pasties, if you just saw pasties and no nipples,
which is
that's
incredible.
almost weirder.
and when we see that on the Grand Prix, we'll know that he's a listener.
More to come. We'll do a deep dive on the state of his nipples. There's just so many factors.
true.
How low does it go?
It was like rib level, like
Mhm.
lower rib level,
Lower
like
rib, that's
diaphragm
Okay.
level.
The problem I'm having is that if given the crescendo, it feels like if this were in a movie, the shirt would rip all the way open. So it's feeling
Right.
like maybe we shouldn't rip.
Right. And now all I'm thinking is like, is there chest hair? And I'd hate that I'm thinking that.
No, but there's so many components to how does it work when one
And Adam, as the man on this podcast,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
The man
What-
of the house.
what emotions do you feel like you'd have to go through to rip open your shirt? Because I'm just thinking, as a woman, what would lead me to rip open my shirt? And I don't know if I've ever felt
I've never
what
felt it.
I
No.
would need to feel. Like, I just think like the symbolic ripping open of a shirt is hilarious, because it's like, are you the Hulk? Like, what?
Yeah.
What does
That's-
it mean?
That's what I don't understand
Which
the
is why this is fierce.
Yeah, no, it is fierce because the idea because we've seen it in movies and shows and stuff. Like, and we don't bat an eye, but if I were ever to see it in public,
Do we see it that often though?
in your superhero films and your Marvels here and there, do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's just,
Well, but there's a costume underneath.
I mean, are they doing that on Riverdale? I know you've been watching that.
they do a lot of things on Riverdale, and I actually haven't seen that one yet.
Which is
But-
surprising.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be shocked if I did see it. Stay
If
tuned.
they could do it on Riverdale, should it be in a figure skating program?
Yes. Riverdale is so crazy.
Yeah.
But I can't quit it. It's just so good.
Wait, this is not the same at all and not related to figure skating, but I have no problem falling asleep, but Alex, my husband, doesn't always fall asleep right away, and I wake up in my like sleepy slumber. He's watching Euphoria, and I'm like,
that's dark.
I was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Oh, that's
And he's
so
like,
dark.
I know. And then the next day I asked him about it, because I'm like, because he doesn't know anything about Euphoria. And so I asked him, I was like, why were you watching Euphoria last night? And he goes, I just hear all the kids talking about it, and I just wanted to see
Oh
what
my
it
God,
was
that's so
Yeah, the
about."
kids do
funny.
love that show. It's too dark for me. I don't watch
He
it.
hasn't watched it since. I think he was really disturbed.
Yeah, I was too. I watched the first episode and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Also, before we end the podcast, a big congratulations to married woman Ashley Wagner.
Oh,
Did
so
we
true.
already? Did we never talked about?
We
that
didn't
you
because she
got
hadn't
married?
told the
world.
people.
Oh, yeah. I
so
had
we
a
didn't
little,
talk about it.
I had a little insurance wedding. My husband is a teacher, and he's got that good teacher health insurance. So we were gonna have a ceremony later in the summer, but we just did it in front of a few family members who weren't going to be able to come out to the ceremony. So
Well,
was
congratulations! It was very cute.
Yeah.
It looked very.
I
cute.
decided to do all major life experiences in like the span of a couple months.
Why not?
So I'm good now.
Yeah.
I've done it all.
Yeah.
No, you
Great.
and you're looking great. Honestly, I did say this before we started recording that you do have that like glow, that pregnant glow.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to have flawless skin, get pregnant.
All you gotta do.
All you got to do. And on that note,
On that note,
we love you all. We'll see you soon. We'll talk to you later. Adios.
And that's it on the run through. We'll eventually decide on.
I know, we're going to figure out.
Seamless
Come on, buddy was not working. It never
Come on,
worked.
body.
Buddy. Come on, body. There we go. We found it.
That's
Come
the
on,
new one. That's the
buddy.
new sign off. Come on, body.
All right, let's put us all out of our misery. Goodbye.
Bye. We'll see you next time.